Hello, Scorpio. Happy birthday to all of you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hosting the Venus retrograde. Very grateful for that. A couple of announcements. First and foremost, I have annual readings available on my website if you want to check those out, get an idea of what the year looks like ahead. It's going to be a very interesting year for a lot of people. And secondly, I've been doing this channel for 3 years. And it's been an interesting ride. And this Venus retrograde has hit me especially hard in the realm of professionalism and money and authenticity and self-worth and all these kinds of second house things, which is where my Scorpio lies. And I had to put my channel under the microscope a little bit. I really had to think about what it is I was doing, what I really wanted to do, where I wanted to take this, because up to this point, this has been like a zero effort kind of game for me. It's just been put videos up and see what happens. So there's been a lot of analysis on my part of what I really wanted to do. So I am changing my format a little bit. You can expect some new kind of things coming. I think I'm finally feeling ready to put in the work and the effort into it. So you can expect new things, changing my format in terms of not showing the cards, but I'll be holding them up, which congratulations, we start off with the star for you guys. But this is kind of similar to how I did my weekly bumps for those of you who are watching those. I'll probably bring those back in the next month or so as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how this has been affecting you. I know how it's been affecting me. This star came out and I was like, oh yeah, it makes total sense, right? Your place. You know, what is your place? What do you really value? What is important to you? What do you want your life to be? These questions are so heavy hitting, but also so like exhilarating at the same time. Like if you have an opportunity to really figure out what it is you're doing here, I suggest you take it. If you're still caught up in a lot of emotions and you're still caught up in, you know, kind of the sadness or emotional attachments or caught up in the negative thinking cycle, this is time for revolution. Because it's time for you to put the things that have been holding you back in place, in their place. Fear and insecurities can be used as motivators for you to get you to where you want to be. Or they can suck you back. Depends on how you use them. Emotions and feelings are simply tools that we use to get us from point A to point B. You're on an amazing track right now, Scorpio. You have so many things behind you. I always see this, like your angels are there. Sun, moon, star. Angels are there. They're watching. They're guiding you. Now is a time for you to listen to your heart. Okay? And Venus, she's going to be entering Libra and then coming back in through your sign. Full force, full motion ahead throughout part of your birthday month. And it is going to give you the opportunity to really see things clearly. This is breaking free from your mental prisons, breaking free from your fears and doubts, but not denying them, not denying that they exist, because of course they do, but doing things in spite of the fact that they are present. I suspect that this Venus retrograde too, we're going from like a Venus retrograde smack into a Mercury retrograde, like on the same day. Venus goes direct, Mercury goes retrograde. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting couple of months when it comes to our intuition, what we're feeling and what we attribute with what we feel we know, right? The sense of knowing. And the Eight of Swords suggests that you're going to be breaking free from something. Something will be made clear to you, and no longer will you be really dealing with those energetic constructs that you've been dealing with for such a long time. You're going to feel a release, right? This is revolution. This is a card of Aquarius, the Aquarian theme, the Uranian theme, pushing past boundaries, going further than you ever thought was possible. And this is about the courage to make those changes, to change that behavior, to change that mindset. of really where you want to go. This has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with your significant other. It has nothing to do with your boss, your job, your coworkers, your financial situation. It has nothing to do with that. This is about your purpose. This is about where you're supposed to go. There is divine timing at play here. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. Pay attention to what people are saying, because you are being pushed really hard right now. You're being pushed to limits, but what's actually happening, yes, you're being pushed to limits, but you are being pushed to surpass those limits. The black and the white of the Sphinx here suggests, yes, there is this desire for us to be unruly and for one thing to go one way and another thing to go another way, right? The right brain going here, left brain going there, head going here, heart going in a different place, right? But the Pharaoh comes in and grabs the reins and pushes it together, right? It controls them. This is the higher self speaking to you directly. This is the mothership, so to speak, coming online and saying, hey, Scorpio, pay attention. You're on the right track. You're doing the right things. You're saying the right things. You're connecting with the right people. You're associating with the people that are going to leverage you to the next level of your life. I mean, this is a significant turning point for all of us, but you specifically. Again, thank you for hosting the Venus retrograde. It was needed. It was needed us for all to just get real. We need to get real with ourselves. We need to get real with others. Sometimes honesty sucks, but at least it's real. Let's see what else comes out. Okay. We'll be clarifying the Eight of Swords in the comprehensive reading, by the way, also the Chariot, and clearly there's a heavy hitter coming out. This is probably you, the Emperor. This is probably you. It's such a great card for Scorpio because it suggests the passion of a fire sign, right? You're a Mars-ruled sign connected with Aries in that manner. The passion and the drive and the internal ambition, but also the detached quality too, right? With the heart upside down on his sleeve there, the cold, stern look in his eyes, like very aware of what's going on. But there's a separation quality here too, right? Really tapping into that higher level consciousness and not being so engrossed in the emotions, not being so just like swallowed up by the things that are in your life. Like I said before, if you are feeling swallowed up by the emotions and the upheaval in your life, if you are in fact experiencing that, now is a time to meditate like you would not believe, because meditation is going to help you to get to that peace of mind that you really are needing. But see, Ten of Cups comes out and it suggests success. It suggests happiness and joy. It suggests the best overall outcome that you can envision at this point in time. That's all. Ten of Cups is the ultimate accomplishment, the ultimate achievement. And, you know, the Chariot wouldn't have it any other way. You know, the Chariot wouldn't have it any other way. The Star wouldn't have it any other way. The Emperor wouldn't have it any other way. It has to be the Ten of Cups. It has to be. Because it's time for you to blossom. In the comprehensive, you guys, I'll show the cards. All right, for those of you who have been with me for a really long time and who probably like to see the cards, I will show the cards there. The Emperor is so strong. It's giving you that grounding, you know, it's giving you that opportunity to push yourself to that limit. If you want to get to 10, you have to leave the 8 behind. There is a feeling of abandoned success that happens here, like you're abandoning something, you're abandoning someone, well, you have to. I just posted something on my Instagram today, weirdly enough, and it says the cost of your new life is your old life. So here you are, embracing your new life, which is 10 of Cups. allowing yourself to shatter these crystallized mental patterns that you have, and to invite love and happiness and joy and success and prosperity into your life. 10 of Cups is bliss. It can feel hard. It can. It can feel hard. It can feel stressful. You can feel anxiety. That's fine. You can have all those feelings. But when it comes to your higher self, it says, well, you need to accomplish this stuff in spite of those feelings. Right? See, this always takes you into a dark corner of life. It always takes you into this place of unknown and not being sure, not knowing how people are going to react, what people are going to say, not knowing how things are going to end up. It's like you have to just have faith. You have to have faith. There's a 9 of Cups and a 10 of Cups. Well, luckily, I'm here to tell you that there is. And you are being guided, right? The moon, what did I say? The moon up there in the corner and the star coming out suggesting celestial guidance. That's what I always call it. But like guardian angels, if you believe in that, if you believe in your guides, the people that are there with you, or the energies, the watchers, even a version of yourself, right? Everything's just a version of you anyway. So 10 of Cups. See, what I think is happening here is once you allow that mental pattern to shatter, that's when you have the freedom to go. But the shattering has to happen first. It has to start in the mind, and then the heart will follow, because this is the blockage. This is what's keeping you back. This is what's keeping you from making the big decisions in your life. I feel like I want to take these 3. I felt like I need to stop. Okay, so I'm just going to do one at a time. So the first one we get is Judgment reversed. You can't see the outcome now. There's no way. There's no possible way you can see what's on the other side here. I feel like this one and this one kind of go together, but they're kind of the antithesis of each other. This one is attainment of clarity, where these swords start to fall away and they start to lose their hold on you. But this one is still like kind of even not admitting to yourself that you are evolving in a certain way, or not admitting to yourself, not that what's right, not that sense of knowing, because you know, Scorpio always does, you know, it's, are you going to do the actions and change the behavior that is needed in order for you to embrace this 10 of Cups? Because right now I do question, I wonder if you see 10 of Cups in your life, if you see that this is the possibility. You may be holding yourself back because maybe there's a feeling of like not deserving something. There's a feeling of like it has to be the hard way, or whatever it is. Seemingly holding yourself back. Now, I often say that the Judgment card is also something that's still left to come to light. There is still this kind of breakthrough moment that is needing to happen. So maybe some of you are in the process of like accepting the idea that a breakthrough needs to happen, right? You haven't had the breakthrough yet, but you're still like, okay, I need a breakthrough. I need to like work through this. I need an opportunity to have my mind shifted. And sometimes you may feel like, oh God, it's got to come from an external source, right? I need something from the outside to come to me and say, this is finite, this is done, this is over, here's the truth, here's the honesty, but you don't really need that. That's kind of sometimes that's the problem, right? We think that we would rather have the solution be external because then it alleviates us from responsibility. You can't escape responsibility. You're always a co-creator, a co-contributor to your situation. So why are we getting the Ace of Swords? Which, again, I'm not even surprised. These two always come out together. Always, always, always. A card of truth and honesty, Ace of Swords, upright, in the humble position, right, where we don't allow ego to get in our way, as this sword pierces through the crown, right, representing kind of that crown chakra there, the third eye chakra, representing the piercing of the ego, humility. So why are we getting both? How can we have both contradictions going on at the same time? It almost doesn't make sense. Well, the Judgment comes out reversed and suggests, when you know, you know. And you can pretend that you don't know all day long, but it doesn't change the fact that you know. You may need to sit with it for a little while, right? You may need to really just kind of sit and ponder and think things through and be strategic about your next moves. That's fine. Because the fact of the matter is you are moving, so the movement is the good part. That's the good sign, the change itself. There's no way that a Scorpio could have a Venus retrograde in their sign and not transform in some way. There's no way. It's not possible. Especially if you had that Venus retrograde across your sun or across your ascendant or across your moon, like especially, or another planet. For me, actually, it's happening against my South Node and my Pluto. So this has been like probably the most profound period I've experienced in years. And so here you have an opportunity to tackle this new frontier. Another card of Aquarius. Are you guys dealing with an Aquarian right now? This could be your significant other. This could be someone that you just really aren't vibing with, or maybe you are vibing with. Maybe it's a, when I say not vibing with, the only reason is because of this. Because I'm like, okay, well, what are you moving away from? Are you moving from an external person? Perhaps. This could be a version of yourself as well. This representing the intellectual part. Sorry, I'm trying to like have my microphone so y'all can hear me normally. Because that the King of Swords could represent the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords, both within you. So these can be you, but there could also be another person, King of Swords, another person that forces you to really look at stuff too. I think this is both internal and external. Both you within yourself and you with another person. I don't think this is just one way or the other. I think it's both. And this person, King of Swords, is reflecting back to you things that you already know, confirming that knowing, confirming that truth to yourself. So there is no escaping. You can't escape this here. But there's still such a cool temperature about everything. What do we expect from a Scorpio, right? It's such a cool temperature. There's nothing big. There's nothing dramatic here going on at all. There's maybe not even a lot of words being exchanged. It's more so just a feeling, a shifting feeling. You know, it's like those moments in your life where you're faced with some kind of a problem, like even in school, right? Like an algebra problem or a calculus problem or something. And what you need to do is figure it out, but you keep hitting a brick wall, keep coming up against obstacles over and over and over. But then like maybe you sleep on it, whatever. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have that moment of enlightenment, that moment where it clicks and it all just kind of comes together. That's kind of the revolution that I'm talking about that can happen inside your own heart. And it's like, okay, that's the answer right there. And you can see it and it becomes tangible. The hard part now, though, is acting on that answer, because you have the answer now. You need to act on it. But if you don't, again, when judgment's reversed, it can suggest someone practicing poor judgment, someone acting in denial, when clearly there's nothing to be in denial about. There's nothing to turn your back on. A lot of times people are just so afraid of change itself, you know, they're just so afraid that it's not going to be what they thought it was going to be. But of course it's not. Life never is. I'll hold all three of these up at the same time. So we get the Ace of Cups reversed, the Hermit, and the Ten of Coins. Of course, Ten of Coins, Ten of Cups, they so often come out together because when the inside is like this, the outside is like that as well. Ten of Cups, Ten of Coins, and actually both the tens do suggest something with the family. They suggest something with your community, a sense of belonging, a sense of togetherness, a sense of opening yourself up to the presence and the love and the compassion of other people, allowing people to be there for you. The Hermit is not a foreign place for a Scorpio to be either. You know, the Hermit is introspective, thinking about stuff. He's always very intense, but very wise at the same time, like the Emperor. And I often see the Emperor and that older man in this card as the same person. This is him as an individual, as an autonomous soul. This is him in his, community environment. There is detachment. He is kind of pulling away, but he's still present at the same time. There, but not there. You may be feeling a little bit of that energy too. There, but not there. The Ace of Cups reversed suggests that you're on a track to attaining spiritual happiness, love, romantic love, connection, emotional fulfillment. And that emotional fulfillment can come from a myriad of different places. Maybe some of you are changing your livelihood, your jobs, your careers. Maybe some of you are making major changes in your marriages, in your relationships, right? So what that's doing is opening up the potential for a whole new sense of renewal, a whole new sense and a redefining of the connections and relationships in your life, making sure that they are in alignment with your hermit self, with your wise man, that Buddha within, the one that contains all answers. So we'll clarify the Ace of Cups and the Hermit card in the comprehensive. We will also clarify the Judgment card as well as the Eight of Swords and the Chariot. So there's a lot still to talk about here to get some more kind of clarity. If you guys want to join me there, you're welcome. If not, I will see you next month. And please stay tuned for kind of some new things that I'm incorporating in my channel. All right? Thank you guys so much. Take care.